But Jim, let's talk about ratings as I turn this piece of paper over. We have ratings for AEW Dynamite as I drop my pen, making noise all over the place, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you know, you're going to get in trouble for making all that noise over there.
I already am anticipating it. That's why I'm trying to give myself an out. Let's talk ratings, Jim. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Ratings, how are you?
I'm still trying to get this piece of paper over. Hold on, here we go. The ratings
you can't turn a piece of paper over. You need to be exercising.
Turned it, and then it turned itself over because of the wind from when I punched a table, and then AEW Dynamite, Jim.
Yes.
January 15th, 2025 in Cincinnati, Ohio, from 8 to 10:07 p.m. on average, 679,000 viewers.
Holy moly. So they made up for having nobody there live by having an extra, 40 or 50,000 show up this week on television. Well, that's, hold on here a second.
And while you're applauding, according to WrestleNomics, this was up 10% from last week, which was 615, and 13% from the trailing 4-week average, which is exactly 600,000.
So do you think they're mounting a big comeback?
I don't know. I think Kenny Omega came back. I mean, that's the one thing we could definitely say happened on this show, and I think he does cause a little bit more interest. But I also think they've had a stronger lead-in. Right? For a while, wasn't the lead-in like getting lower and lower? And I feel like the last couple of weeks it got in higher.
Higher and higher.
It's come in higher. I'm higher.
Your lead-ins lifted me higher and higher. Now...
Jackie Wilson, easy.
Well, Jackie learned a lot from me. Besides that, it does show that being on Max has not siphoned any of the cable viewers away, so they have alleviated those fears. Do we have any knowledge that anybody that wasn't watching before is now watching on Max, or is that yet to be determined?
I have not heard anything public, but I also have not checked. I can check a little bit later on, but as I told you, I didn't think it was going to really be a factor one way or another. It's not Netflix where they're going 100% to for Raw. This is just a simulcast. This is just another cable outlet, if you really want to look at it another way.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really doing anything. And again, I don't know if the archive's doing too much either. But let's go to these quarterly numbers. These were compiled by WrestleNomics. And it says, by the way, doesn't include viewership on Max. So this is not including Max numbers.
Well, we figured that. We never thought it would be.
Quarter 1, 8 to 8:15 p.m. Kenny Omega versus Brian Cage with picture-in-picture. 831,000 viewers.
Ooh, that's bigger than they've been in a while.
We go to quarter 2. The 8:30 p.m., excuse me. The continuation of Omega versus Cage, the post-match with Ospreay, Fletcher, Archer, and an ad break, and the Chris Jericho promo.
Yeah, boy.
703,000 viewers.
Oh, okay. Well, because the end of the Omega match came in quarter 2, but there was still more stuff, and boy, Jericho will run people off like nobody's business. But it doesn't look promising that they lost 128,000 people before Kenny's match was over with, or right about the time Kenny's match was over with.
Well, we go to quarter 3, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. The Ricochet Live promo and angle with Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana, the Mercedes Moné video, and the start of the Hurt Syndicate versus Mark Briscoe and the Privates with picture-in-picture. 683,000 viewers.
And there goes another 20,000. They're down now to within 4,000 of their average, so we know that they've got further to fall, but holy mackerel, maybe they should have handled those privates a little quicker.
We go to quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m. The continuation of the Hurt Syndicate versus Briscoe and the Privates, an ad break, and the start of Jeff Jarrett and MJF's live promo. 649,000 viewers.
Oh, good Lord.
This is also the low point in the key demo. It went from 234 to 212.
Well, they've almost got to pick some up at the top of the 9 o'clock hour seg 5, which would still be mired right in the middle of the MJF and Jeff Jarrett character assassination segment. But just that they're down this far, this quick, ought to be somewhat disheartening. What is quarter 5?
Quarter 5 is the big 9 o'clock hour, 9 to 9:15 p.m. The continuation of Jarrett and MJF live. The Hook versus Christian Cage match with picture-in-pictures, at least the start of it. 675,000 viewers. Key demo bounced back up to 246.
So that probably can be attributed pretty much to MJF, but now it's 26,000 viewers. And less than that, but still something in there, or maybe about that in the key demo.
It's one of those things you worry about when a lot of people see something, or, a good amount of people see something that may not be it's done, I think, almost 300,000 views on YouTube so far. But it's like, is that the video you want people to watch? You know what I mean? But we go to quarter 6.
And the problem is also just the MJF effect is not there like it used to be, where he could instantly command a bunch more people to pay attention because of all of this falderall that's going on. But go ahead.
I'll go back to what we said months ago. MJF should only be working with top guys. And Jeff Jarrett has not been used as a top guy. We can't treat him like a top guy. He's close to 60 years old. So, I mean...
Hey, watch out now.
It's the same problem.
He's only 54.
Oh, okay. I thought he was 55. I thought he was 57.
He turned pro in
86?
He turned pro in 1986, but when he started refereeing, had he turned 18 yet? But he's born somewhere around 1969, which would make him 56 this year, but can't remember when his birthday is.
Boy, you'll
55.
You'll defend him over anything. I said 57.
Don't make him 60.
Well, Jim, we go to, where are we? Quarter 6. It's quarter 6. It's 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. It's Christian versus Hook continued. And the post-match with Samoa Joe. A Casino Gauntlet recap, an ad break, and Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes in the back. 642,000 viewers.
And there's our low point so far, and we got 2 more quarters.
We go now to quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. The Women's Casino Gauntlet match with picture-in-picture. 673,000 viewers.
Holy shit, what an insult to Seg 6 that they got 30,000 extra people to watch that women's mess.
Also, the high point of the key demo, 265. So,
how many of them were males?
Hey, listen, I'm all for, at this point, trying things. Make the entire show Women's Gauntlet. Just 2 hours of Women's Gauntlet, and let's see what kind of damage you could do to the business. Let's go to quarter 8. I remind you, 7-minute overrun. Quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m. An ad break. And the start of Powerhouse Hobbs versus Jon Moxley with picture-in-picture. 606,000 viewers.
Oh, good Lord.
7-minute overrun, continuation of the match, and then the post-match with FTR and Cope. 611,000 viewers.
And that was supposed to be Impractical Jokers this week instead of Modern Family.
And it was after this.
And it was Impractical Jokers. The World Championship match is by far the lowest rated portion of the program. And that's an accomplishment. Bravo, Boozer.
Yeah, I'd say the interesting things here are, once again, because this is not a new thing, Jon Moxley and the Death Riders drive off viewers, and no one's coming back to see them. You have a problem, you have a world champion people don't want to watch. The women's match, a big surprise there, it popped both numbers, the key demo and the overall number. The MJF Jeff Jarrett thing got a big improvement in the key demo number, but that's probably the best thing you could say about that. And at least the biggest audience, I guess, were there to see Omega do his moves with Brian Cage.
Well, but they didn't see all of them.
That's true.
Quarter 2, they'd lost a bunch. But again, maybe they hung on for 3 or 4 minutes and then everybody just turned it off. I don't know.
Every wrestling show is different, obviously, but what do you think about starting a show with a long match versus a shorter match and getting a promo or just something else so you have more things in the first quarter?
Well, it's not any formula. It's what do we have? If you've got Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mr. McMahon in the day, just give them 15 minutes first quarter or whatever. They'll talk. It'll be better. But sometimes you might want to start off with a hot match, but you don't want to make it, last a half an hour unless it's a match that's going to go. In the old days, the hour would be most of an hour or whatever. There's all kinds of different ways to do it, but with this program, no matter what they do, they can't keep the audience they start with. They never do. So I don't blame them for wanting to put one of the bigger things that they want people to see on first. But at the same time, they can't let that go on forever while you got that big audience at the start, get the point across and get somebody else out there that may be able to hook them too. And maybe you can keep a few of those. I don't know. This is a unique problem. If in my time in WCW or WWF or was Smoky Mountain Wrestling on a local or OVW on a local broadcast level or just the ratings that we report on now with the WWE. You never had a wrestling program that lost 20, 30, 40% of its audience from start to finish. It just didn't happen. And this is an odd thing. And so I don't really know how you format around this.
Well, that was the ratings, and now we will see how we format around this. We'll be right back after this short timeout.